Hello everyone, this is Andy. Today I'm going to show you how to back up your application, server edition, or well, UC module. So all three of those. A couple of different ways to do it. What we want to do ultimately, and the best way to do it, is to save to another location rather than on the server itself. So I'm going to show you how to save on the server directly, but I'm going to also teach you how to do a off server save. Um, yes, you can save it to the server. You can actually access WinSCP and pull that file off. But I'm going to show you another way to do it as well. But let me show you the first way. In Voicemail Pro Client, and I'm going to have to stress here too, if you're installing anything with Voicemail Pro, definitely set up scheduled backups for the customer. Now, some of us old timers come into and can, export our file structure and so on, export the folders. Yeah, that works too if you want to do it that way. But there's a way that you can do it where you don't have to take all the time to do it, and you just do it in one big thing. So, preferences, general. Okay. There is a backup and restore tab in system preferences. And if I hit backup now, it's going to create an immediate backup of the system, but it's going to save it on the internal memory, whether it's the UC module or whether it's the server edition server. It's not going to save it off site. And then you have to go into the backups folder and pull it off as backup. You can also do a scheduled backup, weekly, monthly. I've set a monthly one for this customer. Okay. Remote backup configuration. Now, this is something that you want to do. What I would recommend that you do, and I'll show you how to set up an FTP host to do that. Okay. They don't have FTP running full time, but I'm going to do it from another location. So anyway, go in here, schedule your backups. Now, the reason why I like to do FTP is because, of course, as you all know, if your UC module goes down, how likely is it that you're going to be able to access the UC module to pull up those backups? Not very likely. And I don't want 1X. I want the application server. Log in. One thing to note, let me go back to Voicemail Pro Client, Administration, Preferences, General, Backups. Okay, you do backups from here, schedule backups from here, backup now, and so on. You cannot restore from Voicemail Pro Client. Okay, so what I did, I went into the web application web control here under settings. Okay, and down here to backup and restore. These backups and restore here, they actually look internally on the file, in whether it's the UC module again or the hard drive. If I hit restore, it's going to see those two backups I'd already created. Okay. Yes, again, you can access WinSCP and move those to offsite location. Now, the problem with that is that what if you have to rebuild your application server or reinstall a UC module? The MAC addresses change. I found that out the hard way, and that's still kind of okay. It makes it a little more difficult. I recommend you get a VIA support involved if you're going to restore those folders or those files. You're going to have to actually get a VIA support to help you restore those folders, because again, the MAC addresses change, and the files, as you download the files, have a MAC address on there, and the system will not recognize those after you put those in. So you might pull those off and then go back here to choose backup. Oops, and they're not there. So you'll have to get a VIA support involved. Now, I'm going to show you a way that you won't have to do that. Okay, and this is also the preferred way to backup and restore. I probably should show you that in the first place, but that's okay. All right. First of all, you're going to need a FTP server. Okay. One I recommend and I used worked really well is called Baby FTP. You can download it, Google it. Baby FTP in my Google search. There it is right there. It's very simple and easy to use. If you come down here to zip executable download, that's what you want to do. Okay, I've already done that. So let's open it up. I have it here on the desktop. Run. Okay, so now it's running. In your settings, what we want to do is create what backup folder we want to do. In this up, we're going to do backup, and we're going to do, let's call it app server. App server folder. Click OK. Oh, make sure you actually have an app server in your folder because it will not create it for you, unfortunately. Okay. So I've got my folder ready to go. All right, just double check my settings, app server, it's there. Now I check all of these, auto create, delete, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's already started. Okay, so we can minimize. There's our FTP server up and running. Okay, easy enough so far. All right, now we're not going to use the application server web control. We're going to use the via IP Office web manager. Okay, log into the web manager. Okay, here's your web manager. All right. Checkbox the app server again, or server edition, or you can check all of these. If you have a server edition, check every item. Our actions, we're going to do a backup. Okay. It's going to say what servers and so on. Check which configurations. If you have IP Office, here's your IP Office, for each one. This customer has 1X Portal and Voicemail Pro. We're going to do Voicemail Pro full, so it also brings over the WAV files. So greetings, WAV files, any voicemails in that mailbox, and so on. Okay, if it has contact recorder, do that as well. Remote server. Now this is where it's going to go. I've already created the PC, but let me show you the settings. So we're pointing to the FTP server that I just created or just started with Baby FTP. Okay, which protocol are you using? Now, if you're familiar with all these others, no big deal. Use the others. Remote server, server address, port 21, remote path. This is what we're using for Baby FTP. Password anonymous is username. Password's also anonymous. Okay, I've already got those settings done. I can schedule this if I want to. Reoccurring schedule, and so on. So if I leave my FTP server running, if it's a continuous server the customer has, great, schedule it and go for it. Okay, from this point then, I hit start. Wait, actually what I want to do first is I want to show you my Baby FTP as it's running. So we'll do all, we'll hit start. Preparing backup, and you can see it's already started. Boom, boom, boom. All my connections. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Backup started. Again, backup 10%. Backup completed. So, all right, backup's done. Again, you can schedule this. Let's move that out of the way. Let's look at the folder. Okay, backup, app server. Okay, so you're going to see all of this here. Okay, it'll continue. Again, you can use the same folder. All your backups come in here. No problem that they intermix. You don't have to create different folders for different ones, especially on a scheduled one. All right. And you come back and say, Andy, how do I restore that? Well, it's just as simple. Come back and check it all here. Again, if you have multiple systems, check them all. Actions, restore. Okay, which server we're looking at? PC, because that's my one I created with that FTP server. Get restore points. Okay, it's checking the FTP server. Make sure it's running, of course. There it is. There's my 1X configuration of Voicemail Pro. I hit restore. Boom, it restores. Okay, the difference is between doing the first way I showed you and this way is that you don't have to get VIA involved. You don't have to change names of the server. So if you have to replace your application server or your UC module, you can use these configurations without any additional changes. They will find the restore points of your system regardless. So there you are. I hope that is clear, that you understand. Best practices, I want you to know, best practices are to set this up for your customer. Because if it goes down, and we've had plenty of UC modules go down, that they can be restored. And how much trouble is it to go back and try and do recordings for a customer? So if you can set this up before you leave on your installation, all the better. That way you have a backup of the configuration that you set up during installation. Takes you just a minute to just start that and do that. You saw how quick I was able to do it, and it was done. So there you go. Any questions, let me know. Email, phone call. I would rather have you do that than not, and then we have to start, and you have to start all over. So thanks again for all your help. Appreciate y'all. Take care.